Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fantastic evening of Dungeons and Dragons with Nat20Hot. We are so grateful that you've decided to spend your Thursday evening with us, and we hope that wherever you're tuning in from, it is bright and brilliant and warm and a place of home because we're all together. If this is your first time tuning in, we are a group of friends that like to play Dungeons and Dragons together. We do this for fun, but we also do this for charity. If you go ahead and check out the link in our chat, you will find a link to our Extra Life team page. What's Extra Life? Who said that? One of our lovely viewers, I bet. Extra Life is a
Your
wonderful
life.
charity that supports America's children's hospitals across the United States and Canada and goes towards funding critical and life saving care towards children who need it. And in a country with a broken healthcare system, how much more could you ask for? That's all I have to say about that. Instead, let's go and talk about what happened our last time out. Because what happened our last time out? Well, the party shared all the findings. Specifically, Willem and Branwen brought the party up to speed on everything that had occurred and they had learned from Willem's adventure in the palace. Much to the chagrin of Branwen, who found out that he had violated the national sovereignty and barriers of the palace to learn some information. Also, he revealed that he has now the wielder of Renderer, a sword that everyone believes is most definitely evil.
It so is.
After a full debrief and pushing Branwen to make a decision that she is not equipped nor willing to make, which involved understanding what to do with her sister should she be working for the hags. The party decided to take the day off and spend some time in their little groups so that they might go out and buy some regal attire, as you can see, for the gala that is to occur at the manor of Vivian Starfall the following day. Randy, however, headed out to visit the Temple of Adara in the city, not finding the warmest of welcomes. The caretaker was kind enough, but after hours of meditation and peering into a fire with white smoke of the hearth, he did inevitably speak to Adara herself, who chastised him for taking too long to deal with the threat at hand, Seraphil. Don't know why I forgot that name. She claims, much to Randy's chagrin, that he is not the champion she wanted, merely the one that was available, and took up the
What a
mantle.
mood.
Not many people just wind up on the astral sea these days. She does, however, let him sprout his wings and sends him on his way, urging the importance of killing Seraphel and willing him to forget the petty problems of his companions and that of court. Elsewhere, Willem hears from Colette, the individual who gave him the entryway into the palace, where she insists that she let him know everything that he found, and he insists that they effectively take the cyanide pill together, informing her that she must take a vial of truth serum in order to ensure that they are truly trustworthy, much to Colette's anger and disappointment. The conversation goes incredibly poorly. And Colette ends up feeling pretty funny at the end and leaves, ultimately leaving Willem feeling probably the most regret he's felt to date in this campaign. But convinced that she is not in cahoots with the hags or with her mother. They both agree that finding the missing king Amar is the best path forward, where they've uncovered quite a bit of detail about his sordid past with the Queen of Winter. Branwen returns, however, only to learn that Willem would have slain her sister where he stood, had it been true that she was working for the hags. Furious that he would do such a thing without incorporating her into the decision making, Branwen
In
storms
literally any way.
in any way whatsoever. She storms off and manages to bump into Randy along the way before everyone lays their weary heads to rest. And that, my friends, is where we find ourselves as the dawn of a new day. It is the day of the Vivian Starfall Gala that you have been invited to. It is the day, a gala meant to celebrate all of you, but unfortunately you awake with a bit of a sour taste upon your tongues. You're not riffed with the joy that should accompany such an occasion. Instead, you are bitter and a bit angry with one another. How would you like to face the day?
Before we begin, I would like to say, Chris, where is your dress? If you are being seen,
So I'm kind
Yeah.
of I'm in both right now. I've got the nice regal attire on
And he's
from
wearing a ball gown,
you look
like
very
um
nice.
underneath.
yes, you can't see what's below the camera. It is a ball gown. You'll just have to take my word for it.
Okay.
It's giving Astarion in the best possible way.
It is. Yeah, it is a very Astarian outfit. Darling.
Darling. Darling.
I'm going to wake up. Um, we're all in our separate rooms. Yeah.
Correct. And those of you who received messages from me might have something that occurred this eve.
I'm going to go knock on Branwen's door.
What?
Can I come in?
Fine.
I do so. Uh, in hand, I have some. Do I have liquor on me at all?
It's reasonable to believe that in your footlocker you have stored liquor. Cena is a bit uncomfortable with your entry into the room, but she kind of lets
Oh,
it happen.
Cena's there.
Yes.
Awkward.
We're clothed. It's fine.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Happy Gala. You want to do a shot about it?
It's like 10 in the
uh,
morning.
No better time to start than
we can
at 10 in the
pregame.
morning. It's 10 in the morning somewhere, and it's here.
Hey, does your whatever we were smoking last night, does that give you like funky dreams?
No, I usually don't dream on it at all,
Oh,
which is
I had
really
a
weird. Hey, and I point at the scene. I'm like, you were in my dream last night.
she was in my dream.
Fine,
Dream buddies.
everyone loves me. I hope it was a good dream.
Yeah, I got cinnamon roll. We got like cinnamon rolls or funnel cakes or something.
Nice.
And then someone said something super really ominous and cryptic and it woke me up. And then the closet door was open. Oh, we need dunk. Are you wait, Randy, you're not strong, are you?
I'm pretty strong. I kind of gesture to my enormous body.
Can you just my freaky ass statue was in there? Can you just turn it upside down?
The statue.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay, because I woke up and like the closet door was open and I might just be like maybe I was like fucking around when I got back
Imagining
here.
things. I told you I
No.
left the closet door. I think I left the closet door open when I put the dresses in there.
It's freaking me out. Can we turn this thing upside down so at least like if it's trying to get out and walk, it'll be really difficult for it, you know?
Yeah.
Make
Cool.
Yeah.
us. You can make a
Sure.
strength check to attempt to do so.
Can
I
I help
got a
him? I'm just like trying to help.
I got a dirty 20.
Yeah, so it takes you a bit of time, and like beads of sweat start to accumulate on your forehead. You also find it's just a very cramped space. You're not really able to turn it over as much as you're able to kind of like prop it on an angle, and so
No,
that
no,
it
no.
is
We
like
we can take it out of the closet, then flip it, and then put it back in.
it can't. It's a statue of you. Like it can't really go on its top. You could lay it on its
Yeah, I
side.
don't care if it breaks.
Okay. It does not really break, but it also like won't stay straight. So it's upside
Yeah,
down,
so it's
propped
kind of like
against the
it's
wall.
upside down but leaning. Yeah, that's
Sure.
fine. That's fine.
There you go.
I just want to make the statues like really inconvenient.
Um my dream was great. I just dreamt that we hung out.
Oh, there wasn't
But
like
yes,
any
Tina
ominous
also said
part of it
something
at
really
all.
weird to me at the end too.
Wait, what'd she say? What'd she say?
She said, um, I know your face and you know mine.
Can we do the spider? We're doing the Spider-Man. Okay, okay. No, wait. Something is afoot.
You also heard that in your dream? Did I say it to you?
Yes. No, the lady selling us funnel cakes did.
Hmm. I mean,
No,
you
you
guys.
said that to me. It didn't sound like anything you've said before. You're
It
normally
doesn't.
saying other stuff.
It doesn't sound like me. I mean, you both did stuff last night, so maybe there's not too much to read into here.
We did drugs, to be specific.
Yes, I understand. But like, I didn't have a dream.
Can I hear this commotion happening? Like them
Um,
moving the statue around?
I think it's reasonable to
There
hear
are
that
people
you are hearing the statue being moved. Yes.
I'm gonna noticing that they're awake. I'm gonna walk in and kind of poke my head in. How are we feeling today?
Hey, Dunk, did you have any crazy dreams last night? Oh my god, look at that kitten.
That's
Yeah,
adorable.
Sorry.
that's
That's so
fantastic.
cute. Hey, kitten. Oh no. Wait, sorry.
But yeah, I definitely wanted to ask
Two
you.
on my back, actually.
Oh my god!
It's the
Oh.
second one.
Another one.
no. Oh no. This is the best day of my life.
Is it gonna jump?
Oh no, so talented. Oh no, there's the other one. Hello. Oh, that was so cute.
That was great.
That was very cute.
Sorry, Dunk, what were you saying? I was thinking of cats.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask if y'all had any if y'all also had like weird haggy vibe dreams.
Wait,
Yo, you had a dream? You had a hag
What did they
dream?
say? What did they say?
Whoa. We don't.
I-
Okay, go ahead.
I know your face and you know mine.
Spider-Man!
Yes. Oh my god.
That
High
is
five. High
kind
five.
of weird.
Cena, did you have a creepy dream?
Who said it
I
in your dream?
I didn't have a creepy dream.
Insight check.
Cena said it in my dream.
Dirty 20.
She's not lying. She did not have a creepy dream.
Willem said it in mine.
All
A
right.
lady
Well, I guess
selling funnel cake said it in mine.
we gotta find this lady. We should ask Willem about this. He's the bringer of hag, not bringer. He knows about hag dreams. That's for sure. Seeing as how he's a hag boy.
Are y'all like cool?
Oh yeah.
I mean, in the similar vein, like, I was kind of there with Willem.
And you didn't stop him?
Nothing really happened. I mean, like,
Were you gonna help kill my sister if it turned out she was evil?
no, I would have grappled her.
No, he would have. He's probably telling the truth.
I wasn't gonna let them kill each other because I know that would have been really bad.
No shit.
But I did know he was doing it. It was sort of she messaged him and like it was sort of thing where it's like, okay, we'll do this thing and then we'll go immediately tell everybody about it, but like we don't really have time to.
You didn't do that. You didn't do that at all.
After it happened. It was just sort of like, this opportunity came up and we were like, you know what, let's get what information we can and then
Yes,
we'll.
the opportunity to potentially kill my sister.
That wasn't the goal.
But it did almost kind of happen.
Thank you.
Almost kind of isn't how it's kind of how I describe it, but like
I've almost kind of killed someone, and it turns out it's really bad.
you're right to feel betrayed, and I'm sorry. But I don't know if it means anything, but I would have done my best to not let Willem kill your sister.
Insight check. 17.
Dunk, you can also roll persuasion or deception. You don't have to say which.
I think advantage because Dunk is the best of us.
No, would we have defended ourselves? Probably, but I I had a good faith that it wasn't going to happen, and we didn't kill her.
I believe that you wouldn't have killed her.
Look, I feel like Willem should really be here for this conversation. Where is that hag boy?
Willem, unless you'd like to inform me of something, I assume you are in your room.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
It is reasonable that you would have heard the
Sketching out.
statue being moved, but you
Are you that good at reading lips?
Yes.
but you
She mouth jerking off.
but you don't hear like what's being said. You just hear a conversation.
Yep.
And then
You
you
can
hear,
attempt
"Willem."
to. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you summoning me? Is it that kind of thing, or is it like, oh, I overhear my name?
You overhear me going, "Willem."
Is that you asking for me? This is
Take
me
it
no
how
one
you
asking
want,
steps.
man.
Okay, then I'm not doing anything because I know you're mad at me. If you want me, you're gonna have to knock on the door and say, "I want to talk to you."
Classic
I
Willem
can go.
move.
I can go get him. I'm gonna knock on Willem's door and be like, "Hey, you want to come talk to the gang?"
That's probably a good idea. Sure. Okay. I'm taking the sword with me.
Go for it.
That's ominous as
Nobody's
hell.
hostile. Just but
Okay.
I think people are
Sure.
ready for a conversation.
Okay. I'm not like gripping it. It's just on my back.
Yeah. And
You're in your
walk you-
pajamas.
Stephanie.
You've got the giant sword on your back.
He has become and probably shouldn't be my emotional support sword.
You've had him for one day. Oh God, you're so cursed.
It's been like 2 days, okay?
It's been like one
Yeah.
day.
Like a day and a half.
We've done a lot of talking.
Okay.
I poke my head in the room and I sort of nervously go, oh, good morning, everybody. What's up?
Hello. Happy gala.
Happy gala, Randy.
And I offer him the bottle of liquor.
I'll take a swig.
Yeah, we got to talk about what you did yesterday. This was the good cop. Now it's time for the bad cop. That was fucked up.
Yep. Is this one of those things where I should just like let you both go and not talk?
I look at Branwen.
I am sorry that I stormed off, but I was really angry.
Yeah, that's super justified. Totally.
I am really pissed.
Again, super justified.
I would appreciate it if you would let me know before you get into a situation where you potentially have to kill my sister next time.
Yeah, that's a fair ask, and I did the wrong thing by not consulting with you all first. In fact, it's not even that I didn't consult with you; it's that we did consult together and decided to do nothing, and then I did definitively not nothing. And I am sorry. That
Quite
was the wrong
literally
thing to
the
do.
opposite of what we decided.
Yes. And
I
I'm
take the
aware of that.
bottle, I take a
And
swig.
I'm sorry.
Happy gala.
Did you have
I
any
hope this
hag
is
dreams last night?
I'm stopped mid sentence. No. Nothing whatsoever. Did you?
Yes. Or some kind of creepy ass dream.
Right, creepy ass dream, not necessarily hag dream.
That's
Yeah,
true.
the hag who does the dream stuff, as far as I'm aware, is dead. I don't know if they can all do that. But that was really Ophelia's thing.
Oh.
Wait, Dunk, who was in your hag dream, Dan?
Yeah, what was happening in your dream?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, it was actually like really fucking cool. Like, I was like, I found the power within me to fly, and I was flying. I was flying through the clouds, and they were fucking delicious.
Like
And
you were
and I
eating.
came down, and Willem was like just so hyped about me flying. And then like in the midst of him like congratulating me, he just turned to me and said, "I know your face, and you know mine." And that was unsettling. And here we are.
So
Wait, so
they were all good dreams.
they were good
Up,
dreams.
up until the very end with the weird line that we all heard, except for you
Oh,
two.
but see, Stina wasn't in your dream.
No, Cena was not in my dream.
Can I roll history or something
you
on these words? Do I know these words from anywhere?
You can try to.
So
Also,
these,
did Dunk
I'm just
smoke dank ass weed last night?
Dunk
No.
did not smoke dank ass weed last. So
I got a 15 on history.
The words don't mean anything to you in particular.
Okay.
so whoever, I'm assuming somebody sent us these dreams or caused us to have these dreams, but whoever I think sent us them knows us very, very well.
What makes you say that?
You were in my dream, you were in Randy's dream. Willem was in Dunk's dream.
All right. Why didn't Cena and I have a dream? Any thoughts on that? You didn't have a dream, right?
I
And
didn't have a
sort of
dream.
gesturing towards her.
I don't know.
Well, maybe. Just a weird Feywild thing. Things are weird here. We're all in a similar place. So things were said in the dream. I don't know. I'm just kind
My
of
insight check is Cena being too chill about this.
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
That's cocked. That is a 15.
She's being too chill in the sense that she's clearly alarmed by it and is trying
Okay.
to not over-index on the nerves here.
Got
I
it.
mean, to be fair, weird stuff does happen to us, and this,
All the time, literally all the time, especially here.
uh, there is such a thing as cosmic coincidence. I think that there's a big kind of power around it that kind of is part of all of us, and we've been traveling for a while. It would make sense that we'd all have the same dream at least once.
Except for
I
two
think
of
it
us didn't.
does. I think dreams
Yeah,
are something that's
like how often. So I hear you about weird stuff happening here, but how often is the weird stuff that happens here totally inconsequential?
Which
Well,
is
those
also
hedgehog guys were pretty weird, but
no
they were
this
just kind of
Were
cool.
consequential because they helped Dunk win the wild hunt.
Yeah.
okay, no, this feels different though. This is three of us having a creepy ass dream with a crazy portent in it. This isn't the same.
Is there like an astrologer or like a dream person here we could talk to about
The
this?
Dream Master.
Do what I know.
Branwen.
You have all of your notes.
Oh fuck, dude. I don't have my good setup right now.
I believe the technical term is oniromancer. Willem would not know that, but Nolan knows that.
You're not aware of any oniromancers. I'll answer it for you, Branwen. You don't know
Please,
anybody
thank
like
you.
that.
I have to scroll so much. To
You
find
don't know
this.
anyone like
There's
that.
like there's like no astrology girlies in town who know about tarot and shit.
I mean, Branwen,
Yeah.
you are aware of Ashenmore and the Firmament, but that doesn't necessarily give you the answers like specifically to dreams.
You know, I'm sure if the dreams really mean something,
We're gonna find out very
we'll
soon.
find out eventually, and that'll
Yeah.
be the day. That'll be the time that we all know, you know?
Probably
hate that.
sooner
Yeah,
rather
I'm a
than
little
later.
bit haunted by something that was in Gwen's journal, and it's when he finally realizes the look on his face will be all the fruit I ever needed that my plans to bear or something like that. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned.
You know what my dad always said
feels
about
like-
dreams?
Oh boy.
He said that dreams are what little boys think of when they can't think of nothing else when they're sleeping. It doesn't really have much to do with like this specific situation, but it's good to keep in mind.
At the risk of sounding insensitive, do Goliaths usually think about things while they sleep?
Do you not?
We all have
Well,
dreams.
It's
No, unless I
it's
dream.
unmasculine to have dreams. Everyone knows that.
What?
Well, it's part. I mean, like, you know, I have dreams all the time. I'm not saying that I'm the most masculine Goliath out there, but anyway,
Dads, huh?
Can I see Branwen's statue turned upside down?
I don't know. Did you close the closet door, Branwen?
Probably, yeah.
Then no.
Okay.
You probably heard a bunch of scraping and shit because it's a giant stone statue.
I was probably not caring because I was talking to my new best friend.
That's so messed up. God,
What?
Jesus Christ.
What what was all that banging around earlier?
Oh, I was having Randy help me move my statue because I'm
she's scared of statues. Can you believe it?
just paranoid, and you all know this already.
I love my statue. I think it's really cool.
I'm scared that it moved in the night, and the closet door was open when I went to bed, and now
It just does.
I am gonna open the closet door, and I would like to make an Arcana check on the statue.
Okay. Go ahead.
I am now convinced that the statues are spying on us. How does a 14 do me, Chris?
It is a very ordinary but striking statue of Branwen.
I'm going to eye it suspiciously and back away.
Okay.
like it feels bad, right? It's just a bad vibe I'm getting from it.
Chris, does it feel bad?
You're getting a bad vibe from Branwen about it.
I mean, I'm used to getting bad vibes from Branwen, just generally.
Yeah. As you all are talking, you hear a faint bell from the foot of the stairs, and you hear the familiar voice of Pequod. Good morning. I believe I hear you up there. Is there a scramble for breakfast?
Yes.
Yes.
Will you be needing it? He's still like
Thank
calling
you.
up the stairs because he's become quite conscious of not wanting to walk in on you all. Will you be needing anything taken care of or shopped for today that I could potentially procure for you?
Can you also make a lot of coffee?
But of course, sir. We'll be ready in the kitchen at your earliest convenience.
Thank you.
That guy's awesome.
I'm scared he's secretly evil.
Yeah, well, we can only do as much as we can here. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. I think we have each other. She looks around the room and kind of lingers on you, Willem. We have each other. And then kind of lingers a bit on you as well, Dunk, but with a bit more of like a sterner look. Like it's more like
Oh
we
my
have
god, mommy is being
each other,
stern.
and that is the most important piece. Weird dreams. Figure it out, right?
Cena's so right. She's actually so wise right now.
Thanks.
I think Cena's
He's always
evil.
wise. What?
That's not Willem's. That's Willem saying that.
Branwen kills him. Kidding, it starts a fight and Branwen loses. And it's
Willem
really
literally
sad for
2
everyone.
sessions ago tries to bury the hatchet with Cena. This session, Cena's evil.
No! She's my girlie.
So I think we
Hey,
just we go have some breakfast, and we can only control what we can control, right?
Yes.
Right.
And
Right.
This sounds. You know what? Yeah, this sounds like a good idea. Let's have some scramble.
that's good scrambling.
And then we're gonna party tonight, right?
Party
and
tonight.
nothing bad is gonna happen at this party.
Nothing.
We should
Great.
we should probably talk about what we are trying to accomplish at this party at some point.
We have to have
If
we have to have
anything.
a plan, an agenda for the party. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Actually.
All right. Well, we
Yeah.
can talk about it over breakfast. Everyone, please
Sounds
leave
good.
my room so that I can get changed.
I don't leave.
Sorry, I didn't realize you weren't.
Well, she's in her jammies.
Jammies.
Oh.
We have matching jammies.
Even Cena's not on that board yet.
Oh,
but I'll,
matching jammy sets? I
Yeah.
don't leave that.
you got the Bert and Ernie.
Yes, that's
pajamas.
exactly right. Branwen actually goes out of
Wait.
her way to buy the right pajamas, and then Cena kind of contrasts them just to have her individuality a little bit.
It still matches, though. It still
Yes.
matches because
Oh
we're
my God.
opposite.
Cena's being her own person. Slay.
I'm gonna kill you in real life.
All of you get ready for the day, and you meet at the breakfast table where a wonderful scramble has been prepared. Pequod even puts together a like French omelet with potato chips and boursin cheese in the middle, but nobody wants it. They just all
God.
go for the scramble, and he kind of like
I
stares.
politely have some of it, though.
Oh, thank God. Pequod's like,
Because it looks like
It's
he
probably
worked
good.
hard on it.
yeah, he's like kind of presses his hand to his chest and goes, and then goes about cleaning the kitchen as you all discuss your agenda for the party.
Okay.
You okay?
And scotch attacked my throat. I didn't expect it to taste like scotch. What the fuck?
What?
I'm having a jungle bird that's almost gone.
Oh.
I'm having something that's not.
Oh,
Drink.
what?
It's a jungle
But I
bird.
did spill a bit on my computer.
It's a
Familiar
tiki,
with
Jungle
a
bird.
tiki cocktail. There's a lot of variations that you can make on it. This one in particular has rum falernum, which is a lime cordial, and agave syrup and pineapple juice. And
Okay.
usually you use some kind of Campari. I use an Amaro. Some Campari's too bitter.
Concept for the inevitable New Orleans trip is we just get a whole bunch of basic liquors and mixers, and we just let Chris and Evan go to town and make whatever they want.
I'll send you the recipe, Evan.
Bort, you're drinking scotch, right?
Yes, sir.
You should get some Drambuie and drink my favorite drink, a rusty nail.
Rusty
I don't
nails
even
are
know
very
what
good.
Drambuie is.
Drambuie?
Drambuie is a great,
It's sweetened scotch.
exactly.
Basically.
Guys, Evan makes an absolutely killer amaretto sour.
I believe it.
We would, when we had game nights, we would make him make it for literally everyone there.
We like
Not
to
that
have
you would ever drink alcohol.
we like to have
They-
fun
just
here.
use the spout for like olive oil instead of liquor, so it pours like really fucking heavy. So you just get like a lot.
Your agenda
anyway.
for the party.
Anyway,
Yes.
yes.
So there's going to be a lot of people there who are very probably politically connected, and I have no idea who's a good guy. But
So we should be trying to find out who is a good guy.
Easier
see,
said
that's
than
the
done.
thing.
But yes.
Yeah. I almost kind of want to just say, let's let whatever happens happen, because
Well, Branwen, we know that we need to find Calyx.
yes, that is a job for you, who I can definitely trust to talk to somebody.
Thanks for your confidence. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have jobs for the rest of us? Perhaps there's people you'd like us to talk to?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I think we should just be ready to react to whatever's happening. I have no idea what to expect. I've been to one of these parties one time, and I was just kind of like there as a bystander.
All right.
2 times.
Let's
One of them I don't
let's-
really remember. It was a crazy
Let's
night.
start at the end, right? Do we have any what are our goals at the end of the next month? What would we like to accomplish? Maybe we can get started at something at this gala, yeah?
Kill Seraphil, right?
Kill Seraphel, okay.
You
We
think
need
we're
to find
gonna do that by the
allies.
end of next month?
Whenever it happens.
We need to find allies that don't like my mom and do not like Gwen.
Okay.
But we need to be subtle about it, because they most definitely know that we don't like them.
Right.
Yep. So the finding Amar thing, I want to point out that I didn't think it's a good idea, but Gwen and your mother are also trying to find Amar, and so there's potential for that to backfire. And I know that's not going to happen tonight, but that is something we should discuss.
Yeah. I also think that we should be doing that, but also, I mean, we've been watched in the past without us having any idea, so I'm scared that if we find them, they find them.
We also have the potion of true sight or true seeing or whatever.
Thanks. Sight or
Yeah.
what do you call it?
I know I have that, but I don't have to be the one to drink it. It could be any
I th-
one of you. I feel like it should maybe be well, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I kind of think it should be you.
I mean, I can. That's fine.
Yeah.
Are you doing that tonight?
I was thinking, yeah, like
I think that's a great idea.
you think it's a good? I feel like if I'm gonna see who people really are, a gala where everyone's gonna be is like a pretty good place to
I
do.
think that's going to be pretty crazy.
So what does this potion do exactly?
I did not write it down. Or no, I did, but it's not in this one.
Filter of hag.
It's true sight, right?
Ah.
So he can see like through illusions of stuff. Yeah.
It gives me true sight. That's all I know.
Also, it's brewed by a hag, so be careful.
But it was in her personal stores, right? So probably like for her personal use.
Yeah.
But maybe she can drink potions and be fine that the rest of us wouldn't be fine drinking.
That's true.
I don't know about hagglism.
I'm pretty good at drinking stuff, so
He's very good at drinking stuff.
Also true.
You are very good at drinking things.
Someday we'll talk about that, but today is not the day.
But it is not this day.
excited to unpack that with you guys.
Yeah. So, Your sister's gonna be there, presumably. Do we tell her anything? Do we try to meet up with her? Do we exchange pleasantries? Do we let what happens happens?
I'll probably talk to her. Don't know how that's gonna go. Don't know what I'm gonna say.
I mean, she'll
Sorry
be there,
for
right?
what?
She'll be there.
Yeah.
I should also be
As
very explicit. Probably maybe not the best thing to bring up, but she at one point was like, "Is this my sister's idea? Did my sister know about this and all that?" And I made it like very clear to her that like I was doing this without anybody knowing, and it was a bad idea, and that you definitely didn't want to kill her, and that was the last thing you wanted to do, and that you care about her a lot, and that the only reason we didn't contact her right away is because we didn't know how to handle, and you cared about her so much that you were not willing to kill her even if she was working with hags.
Mm-hmm.
So
so
you're
yeah, my
not in
sister
trouble.
will be there. She's gonna be mad at me
You
no
know,
matter what. You realize that, right?
yeah, maybe. I also get the sense you kind of might just be mad at her no matter what.
I am not mad at her.
Okay. Your mom also presumably will be there, as will
Potentially.
Gwen.
Potentially.
Is this kind of beneath them?
Yeah, they might be too high up, but they could be just pandering to the masses or whatever, consorting with the peasants. I don't really know what they would call it, but there's potential.
I was under the impression this was a fancy party and not something that peasants would go to, or is this
Oh, it
not?
is a fancy party, but they might be too high up for the fancy party.
Oh, I thought this was like the upper crust, the creme de la creme.
It is.
Oh, you should not eat that cat.
What's the kitty doing?
Trying to eat this.
No. That is
Let
not
them
for
eat it.
Not kitties.
So they might be there. They probably have people that will be there, especially if we are going to be there. Which is where Randy's true sight could come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
I say we go there and maybe just suss things out.
I want to be very explicit about also what you expect me to say and do with Calyx, so I don't run the risk of fucking up on account of not knowing.
You're a paladin.
As far as
He's the king's bodyguard. You can bond about morals or some shit.
And as far as I'm aware, I'm there to, be like, hey, all of this drunkenness is like beneath you, and there's people out there who need your help. And should I be like, hey, wink, 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 come talk to us? Or should I just leave it at like, hey, you're a disgrace and need to sober up?
You're gonna tell him that at a party?
Yeah, that's not
No!
cool, man.
Okay, so maybe we
was
send
a
in
very
Randy to
condensed-
talk to him first, to really get in his head, and then send in Willem.
Do you want to depress him more?
Like a good cop, bad cop?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's Calyx?
Oh, yeah. I did explain this to you once, but I don't think you were listening. I gave you a flow chart. I worked really hard on that.
He's a
flow
Mars
chart.
bodyguard.
You should have looked at the flow
Yes.
chart.
I put a lot of work into that.
I've literally never read a chart in my life.
Do you know how to read? I'm kidding.
Yes,
I know.
I
I've
can
seen you read. No.
He's a Mars
Calyx
bodyguard and he
is-
has a drinking problem.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, sounds like a good guy.
And the Hag and Co are just kind of like targeting him.
Oh.
They would like to keep him a drunk mess. Yes.
So, which is we need to make him not a drunk mess.
And perhaps in time have him work with us to find Amar, if that is what we decide to do.
Yes, he's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Maybe I can go in there and like drink with him and just like make him hit rock bottom, you know?
Okay, wait. So now it's evolved to Dunk first. So Dunk to just really soften him up. Randy to get him to question his very existence, and then Willem to rebuild that existence.
I'm actually so down with that. That's a great
Actually,
plan.
that's kind of great.
I love that plan so much. And we gotta like tag team out whenever we're done with
This
our
is
part.
kind of shit. This is actually kind of pretty good.
I
Okay,
like
so wait.
that a lot.
It
Dunk
does involve
soften
me
him.
getting smashed at the gala. So, you know, I don't know if
Okay, so Dunk softens him up. Randy breaks up the softness, whatever.
Yeah.
Willem builds him back up.
This is a flawless plan.
There's no way bad can happen with this.
All right. Any other things that you all would like to do today prior to the gala beginning?
Oh my god, we have a getting ready montage.
Yes,
Chris,
each
I'm gonna smash the statue in my room.
Okay, you can certainly attempt to do so. It's also not in your room; it's in the hallway.
I don't trust like that. Okay, well I'm gonna take it into my room and smash it.
I'd like to point out to Branwen that if the statues are spying on us, it makes more sense that they like bringing it in the room is an infinitely worse place than outside of the room.
You have to make a strength check to bring it into your room, and then it will take numerous hits from Limrender to break it up.
Okay, I got a 16 for the strength check to try to bring it into my room.
It takes you a while, and it is quite loud that Pequod comes up. Problem with your statue, sir?
Oh yeah, just wanted to bring it into my room to admire it closer.
Fair enough, it's your statue. And then he will fly off. As you whack at your statue with Limrender, though, it speaks in your mind. Why waste my talent? Oh, sorry, Dracula. Why do you waste my talents on a statue?
You are a very powerful weapon, and I want to break this statue. I'm sorry if you think it's beneath you.
You will
Kind of
dull
is, I
my
agree.
blade. There is nothing here for me to
You're
take.
an enchanted sentient sword. I
There
didn't
is
think your blade
nothing
could
here
dull.
for me to take.
Okay. Sorry to have wasted your time, and I'll put him down. And then pick up the other the sort of protection of good and evil and whack the statue.
You find that attempting to wield the sword of protection in good and evil, your arm is incredibly heavy. And your strikes with it feel a bit like noodles. Kind of like. And you're really incapable of making a solid strike with it.
I'm sure that's nothing.
Could be nothing.
Was that a kitty in front of your screen?
It certainly was.
Oh no!
Speaking of.
Oh no! Oh,
Suffice
no.
to say, you're only able to really like chisel away at it and ultimately make yourself look really ugly. You can't really destroy the statue.
Fair enough.
Anyone else doing anything
Hey!
prior to the gala? Oh,
Just a quick thing. Just hey, limb renderer.
yes.
Do you know my sword that confers protection from good and evil didn't work when I just tried to use it?
I am yours and you are mine now.
God, he's jealous.
Hey, what does that mean?
I am your blade
Exactly.
now. And when the time comes to pass that you are no longer for this realm, you will join me here as well.
Sorry, what?
That is the contract. Those who wield
I
me
didn't read it.
wield my justice, and when their time has come, join me to embolden and empower the next.
Oh, so I'm gonna live inside the sword with you when
As
I
one of us,
die.
yes.
One of you? There are multiple?
Many great warriors have come before you. We embolden and empower you, just as you will embolden and empower the future wielders.
Okay, I was not aware of that. Sounds good.
Indeed. You are most worthy,
Well,
and we look forward to you joining us.
all right, I'm gonna set the sword on the bed and be like, I need to get ready now.
Someone didn't read the terms and conditions.
If everyone would like to
I was
describe
not
what
aware there
they
were
are
terms and
wearing
conditions.
to the gala, you may feel free.
Oh my god.
I only want those who are actually wearing their things to describe their things.
Cena and I make Randy wear his thing though, so.
I doth protest a little bit,
And we're like, no.
but then I do it.
Who's going first? Oh my god.
I think you are.
You seem the most
I
excited.
had girlfriend.
Okay. I can just also just show a picture. This is what I'm wearing.
Okay.
So it's like a very dark blue gown, but it's also got a lot of like pale colors like embroidered and interwoven into it. So it looks like a very early sunrise on a lake.
Mhm.
And there is no green, which were my former colors.
You may also describe what Cena is wearing since you know it best and picked it out.
I don't have the picture of Cena's. I
Oh,
don't know where it
no.
is. You have that one.
Okay, I'll find it. Somebody else want to go?
Oh wait, I found it. Okay. She's wearing this. Look at it.
Oh,
Look at
yes.
it. Look at it.
Yes.
Yes, it is like a periwinkle blue, which is Cena's favorite color, and then it has a bunch of like cool cutouts, so it just shows her rockin' bot,
Absolutely.
and it's so pretty.
Brett, you're next. What's Randy wearing?
Randy's wearing it's that.
Oh, we're not showing Steph's photo. Hold on.
Describe it. Describe it.
It's like that. It's like it like there's like a sash on it, and it's long and flowy and kind of like a
It's a
tunic.
simple tunic with an extremely intricate embroidered brocade robe.
How could you not get that? Steph,
Yeah.
just describe the rest of them since you picked them out.
Okay. So this is Dunk's outfit. Dunk. Oh, it doesn't show up because it's very dark. But Dunk is wearing a very polished but also still rugged leather kilt and vest combo with also a simple tunic and also very rugged boots. So he's ready for adventures, but also he looks polished. And then Willem is wearing this super slutty outfit, which
It's
is
just a tuxedo.
it's
not
a
just a
very finely tailored, very, very dark blue velvet tuxedo with a leather waist belt.
Fantastic.
It also shows off my rockin' bod.
Yes.
With also high leather riding boots, so he's wearing the Chanel boot.
Beautiful. All of you kind of step down the stairwell into the foyer of your manor, and each of you is kind of looking at each other like, okay, like, we really clean up nice. Like there is definitely some mutual appreciation amongst the group, and for a brief moment, you kind of put aside the frustrations that you all share with one another. And Pequod is kind of playing the role of prom mom, where he just kind of remarks
He's
about
taking pictures.
just kind of remarks about how lovely you all look, but also says, and the carriage is waiting for you to take you down the street.
Sure, for real. Also, I just want to note that I am not actually wearing a dress. I am wearing my armor, which I can make look like a dress.
Oh, right.
Well done.
So it's like an illusion dress.
Well done.
Is this a weapons allowed gala?
Well, as you step into the carriage, which is a very regal and elegant looking wood carriage with fine gold trim, you kind of prepare yourself for what you expect to be a rather lengthy trip. But in truth, you're only going a few blocks down the road as you find quickly that the air becomes laced with music and an energy of light and tunes that are popping off from the Starfall Manor, which exists just a few minutes' ride down the cobblestone pathway from your manor, the Ambercrest Manor. The air almost kind of shimmers like an iridescent glow. There's literally like whatever the fantasy equivalent of spotlights turning and shimmering in the sky as you all arrive there, and a pair of not dawn guard but armored individuals open the doorway to your carriage, affording you an opportunity to step down, each of them offering you a hand to guide you individually out of the carriage. And the third armored individual will request your weapons.
Question for Chris.
Answer for Steph.
Oh my god. Since I have on an illusory dress, is it possible for me to have hidden my sword underneath the dress? These are in quotation marks, you're not looking though.
Oh, sorry, I'm listening, yes.
And at the very least, at least a couple of Cena's knives.
I'll say that it is, given that you can design the dress, you could have
I would have planned this out
yes,
beforehand.
you can have the sword and a dagger.
But it's like the dagger's like strapped to my thigh and everything. It's so cool.
Great.
I'm assuming Cena
Although
has
it's
at
bloody.
least two with her.
She will, however, turn them over, and you kind of look, you note her like begrudging attitude of doing so.
I give her a little wink.
The rest of you,
I ain't bring no weapons.
very well, sir.
Oh, I didn't say it like
Surely
that.
you would not part a young man from his walking sword, would you?
Uh, Begging your pardon, sir, but it is the request of the lady of the manor. We assure you, you'll be quite well protected, Dawn Guard presence, and our own.
He's sort of like my emotional support sword,
Sir,
though. I'm
you
afraid I might have a little bit of a meltdown.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir, but we have plenty of libations, and if there's anyone that you would be interested in talking to ease you of these meltdowns, surely we could find someone who would provide
Did
you
they
with
just
those
offer him
services.
alcohol and a therapist?
I
This
will
party has
begrudgingly
everything.
I'm afraid I must
turn over a
insist.
limb render.
Thank you, sir.
I will turn him over.
And he like is pretty shocked at the weight of it, and it'll ultimately like kind of hand it off to one of the guards that kept the door open for you, and turn to you, Dunk.
Can I roll to like hide a dagger?
In his
may,
folds,
you may attempt to make a stealth check.
he canonically has folds.
Oh, my stealth is pretty good. That is a dirty 20.
He does not notice, but I'm assuming you
Maybe
hand
not.
over your hammer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you still have a dagger. And he thanks you all and just, the manor awaits you. Vivian Starfall's manor, if it can be described, is, while you know that you are in a rather posh part of town, it is a completely next level than what you are currently staying in. Yes, Branwen.
I just want you to know that the Starfall Ball is absolutely 100% a thing in A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh man, I've never read this book. My own idea.
But I heard it was really pretty dresses. Anyway, go on.
The entire space as you approach is adorned in vibrant hues of gold and emerald, banners, etc. And even as you step towards the door, you can hear just a rich and raucous atmosphere within. Laughter, music, everything's kind of just, and then just delicate wisps of what is can only be described as some of the best smells of food that you've ever had. Having just come from the feast of the Wild Hunt, you're like, I didn't think it could get any better. and then you came here. The doors are open to you, and as you step through into the grand entry hall, crystal chandeliers descend from the top, reflecting these little beads of light across the entire polished marble floor. It's almost like a kaleidoscope of light and color. And there are all manner of individuals dressed to the nines, wearing, some of them have like little masquerade ball masks. And then the music stops rather pleasantly as a servant by the door gestures for you to stop and does a kind bow. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome our guests of honor. Branwen Foxbriar, first of her name and Lady of the Ebonlake. Randy, Ward of the Hearthkeeper. Willem, the Hag's Bane. Dunk, Borgen's clan, first of his name and Lord of the Wild Hunt. To which
Cena.
the immediate people, Cena is not included in the list of
Ooh.
individuals.
I'm holding her hand so hard though.
And as the like immediate group of people like kind of turn and give you a nice soft applause given the grandeur of the welcome, most of the people kind of beyond do not really acknowledge the entrance. Like you get the sense that they're kind of involved in their own conversations and adventures. Where you currently find yourself is in the foyer, but right above, beyond you is kind of the ballroom or the heart of the gala. And some people do kind of come up to you and quickly bow and greet you, but none of the names you really recognize or acknowledge. It's quite overwhelming, especially for those of you who aren't named Branwen. This is by far the most attention and like regality and nobility that you have ever experienced in your lives.
Cool.
Ooh.
I am holding Cena very closely through all of this.
Find some drinks, yeah?
Oh yeah, brother.
Before you even really have to go and look, a servant immediately appears with a pewter tray, stacked with a number of drinks, but he kind of rotates it in his hand and he goes, 5 promiscuous girls? I understand they are a favorite of yours. Cena kind of goes,
Oh, Jesus
"Oh,
Christ.
those again. Um, sure." And she like deftly picks one up and like almost knocks some of the other glasses over. You can see her hand is kind of shaking just a little bit, but the servant easily steadies himself and spins it around to the rest of you.
I will also take one.
Yeah, I pick one
I'll
up
grab it.
and I cheers Cena's promiscuous girl.
I also cheers Cena's promiscuous girl.
She takes it.
I'm smelling if there's anything weird in it.
You can make an
I'm
medicine
also
check.
I'm just like I know that either Willem or Randy is going to check it, and I'm just waiting for them.
I take a little sip and then I take out the potion of true sight, true seeing, whatever it was called, and I pour the rest of the potion inside the promiscuous girl, like kind of swirl it around and then start
Let's.
drinking it all.
Including the hag eyeball that's in there?
Yeah.
Oh my god, no! It's like a little olive.
Yeah.
It does not look great, and it starts to overflow a little bit because the glass was already pretty full to begin with.
He's doing. Yeah.
The servant kind of eyes you oddly, but doesn't acknowledge you behind any of that. He
No, it's
turns the
good.
last drink to you, Dunk, and says, "I'm happy to get you something else if you'd like so."
This will do wonderfully, thank you.
My pleasure, sir. Plenty of food in the dining room and the ballroom, and of course, if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask. Branwen.
How many people are checking out Dunk?
There are a lot of people just generally looking at you all in the grand entrance hall, but not anyone in particular, like looking specifically.
Yes.
Dunk, can you can I sort of elbow Dunk in the side and be like, slip the guy a few gold pieces?
For your troubles. I'm gonna
We don't take
go.
that here, sir, but thank you very much. The Starfall, Lady Starfall pays us well.
Oh, I was just sort of gonna see if we could get some special attention from you throughout the night, but I understand.
You will have my special. Is there something I can get for you, sir? I've been told to
Oh,
dedicate
no,
my
no,
utmost
not at all.
attention
Just
to you.
I appreciate your dedication, but I am good for now. I just didn't know if we would able to find you later. But
Oh.
I appreciate your service.
I assure you, you'll be able to find me.
You said that there's music here.
Yes, you can very clearly hear the music beyond. Feel free to make a perception check as you enter.
All of us, or just Randy?
Anyone that's kind of looking around.
21.
24.
Not nearly that good.
That one. I don't see anything.
Dunk is like too
I'm-
busy like
yeah,
looking
Dunk's
into.
having a great time.
Yeah.
I'm
Got
just
a
very
10.
enamored with my drink.
Dunk's already flirting with somebody.
Willem, you're kind of getting like the general layout. You can see the ballroom beyond. To the right of the ballroom, a dining hall, and then a bit more beyond the ballroom. You can't really spy too much. Branwen and Randy, you take a good hearty scan of everything. In the entrance hall, you can see two stairwells on the right and left hand side that kind of curl up towards the second floor. They are lined with portraits of various nobility and individuals, some of whom you do recognize, Branwen, various lords and ladies of legend, not living people. Beyond, you do also, as you kind of like squint your eyes and look into the ballroom beyond, it's a rather expansive room with more crystal chandeliers hanging from the ceiling and a floor of polished wood. The walls are lined not with portraits but with mirrors in the interest of making the room feel grander and much more lively. It is, however, quite spacious. At the center, there is a raised platform upon which a number of unoccupied instruments play alongside a living, breathing band. You do, however, see beyond, forgive me, um, who you quickly recognize, Bramlin, as the enigmatic host, Vivian Starfall. She is currently draped in a flowing obsidian-colored robe that seemed to snuff out the light glinting off of her chandelier. She glides through the crowd, kind of stopping, giving hearty laughs to every conversation that she walks past.
Oh yeah.
Guests seem almost drawn to her. She's very clearly a force of personality.
I'm trying to pull up the dresses that I had for her.
Oh, yes. You can feel free to describe how I told you to look.
This was one of them.
And what were the
Um,
descriptors?
Chris described her as a goth baddie.
That's it.
Here's another picture.
I mean,
That
I'm
is
in danger.
that is that is the one. Yeah, what would you guys like to do?
It's a very it's like a very skimpy like black bodysuit, but then overlaid with so much lace.
Yes, a lot of lace. It's like it's difficult to get close to her because it's so poofy.
But tastefully poofy.
Tasteful.
Where it's like, this is couture. This took somebody 20 years to handmade.
Yes, and as Branwen kind of points out Vivian Starfall, she is stunning. Roll for her. She is a 19, no modifiers. She is quite attractive.
Dang.
She has very alabaster skin, very red lips, long, kind of wavy black hair that shimmers in the light. Yes, she is without a doubt one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen.
Nolan can read lips too well.
What did you say?
I actually didn't know what you just said.
Huge titties.
She does.
That is what I thought. It was something tits. I knew that much.
She does have them.
See, it's funny because
Big
I
old
cannot
bitty
read
one.
lips whatsoever.
I can't even see your lips.
Just whenever Chris is describing somebody, I know to look at Steph because she's gonna make a comment.
What would you all like to do?
Are there people dancing?
At the moment, nobody is dancing. It's not the dancing part
There's-
of the evening. It's the conversational part of the evening.
Yes.
Oh, there's a part of the evening for dance.
Yes. Yes.
What's the music?
I
Is the music like bumping, or is it like bop, 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 bop,
It's like-
bop, 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 bop?
It's like it's a bit like Concerning Hobbits.
Okay.
it's background music right now.
Correct.
Okay, just hitting the
I
button.
would like to go to Vivian Starfall.
Okay.
Is the plan to stick together, or are we not sticking together? I mean, I know at one point we're not sticking together because we sort of got to do a tag team of cops.
I think it's entirely all right to not stick together, but if we want to, that's also fine.
I'm gonna follow Branwen wherever she goes for a little while.
Willem?
Yep, I will rip out a tooth and just look at it and go, "Oh yeah, I'll save you for later." And turn to Dunk and ask if he would like to go anywhere.
I think I'm gonna work up the nerve to go speak to our host.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
if everybody's doing it, I'll go too.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah. I guess we'll do that.
All right. As you all approach, a number of people kind of stop as you walk through and give you very kind bows. A number of people will stop you in particular, Branwen, and welcome home, my lady, or greet you in like a I remember when you were yay high. It's very much like that kind of party, but everyone seems incredibly endearing and excited to see you. If you'd like to make an insight check, you can, but for all intents and purposes, it feels very genuine.
That is a 21.
Everyone is thrilled that you're here.
Branwen is so uncomfortable, but she's trying very, very hard to hide it.
Okay. You can make a performance check if you'd like to ensure that you are hiding it well.
Do I get advantage because I'm holding Sina's hand?
No, because she's also freaking out.
Two of the most anxious girlies ever. Sorry, I'm opening thing. Performance, you said?
Indeed.
That is a sultry 15.
Okay. Nice use of the word sultry. Speaking of
I
sultry,
don't know why.
as you approach, Vivian will. Ah, if it is not the guest of honor, it is an absolute pleasure to meet you, dolls. And she'll immediately like bow beautifully
I
and deeply
return it
to you all, and then
perfectly.
extend her hand to the gentleman to take as they see fit.
I'm gonna look at it and kind of confused and
I'm gonna just telepathically message Duncan his hand, kiss her at the back of her hand gently.
I'm gonna look at her and like maybe a little bit less than what she probably deems appropriate. Kiss her hand.
Okay. And she'll smile and then turn to the Brandy and Willem and offer the same.
Randy, you can go first.
I give them both the same instruction.
My, you're tall.
I take her hand and I do what Dunk was about to do, and I give her like a handshake like this.
And she goes, is that a custom on the material plane? I'm terribly sorry, I'm not familiar, but I accept all manners of walks of life in this house. And then she'll turn to you. Ah, the Hag's Bane.
I am going to go down to kiss her hand, and I will kiss it gently, but then I will look up, make eye contact, and lick the back of her hand a little bit.
Well, that is intriguing. Let me be the first, if my staff has not already, to welcome you to the Starfall Manor. We are so pleased to have you here with us this evening, sharing the breath from our lungs, sharing the tales of your exploits. We are all cannot wait to learn everything there is to know about you, and we could not be more grateful that you've made your great return to Hylasara, Lady Branwen.
Give me a second, man. I will do just like a short little curtsy bow thing. Thank you so much for throwing this ball in our honor, but
How could I not?
sorry, I just have to ask why.
But you four are the great heroes of this realm. You've represented the summer court well. You are a champion of our court, going off as an emissary to the material plane to spread our goodwill.
I
Forgive me because
check
very
this.
incredulous.
Can I want to see if she's being genuine about that,
Yeah,
or if
go
she's
ahead.
like that was like just something that she was told to say. Okay, that's gonna be a 24.
It's difficult to say. You get the sense that like she's being genuine, but like she doesn't necessarily believe the words she's saying. If that makes sense. She's not
Sure.
No.
lying, but she's not also like going out of her way to be rude. Like she is
um
genuinely happy to see Branwen.
um
Yeah.
forgive me because I have had very little contact from anyone back home.
Of
What
course, I
exactly did
can
you
only
hear
imagine.
about us?
Well, uh, we know that you were responsible for saving many lives at that terrible tragedy at the Temple of Isolde. Rockfall, was it? Difficult, difficult indeed. We understand that we have a new Lord of the Wild Hunt. My lord. And she will give you a short bow once again, Dunk. And of course, just all of your exploits in between. Going to the material plane, that must have been so dangerous. We must hear all about them. We've only heard that you were there spreading the good word of our court.
Yeah, she
Oh,
died for a bit.
Goodness, I hope not in a violent act. Surely the
Yeah.
oh,
material plane does not look poorly upon our court.
I got better, so don't worry. Uh,
Clearly, if you're here with us now.
yes. Where did you hear all of this from?
Oh, well, it's all the talk at court, love. Have you not spoken to your mother?
Not yet. I only just got into town.
Oh, dear. Well, I doubt she'll be able to grace us with her presence this evening, but you really should seek her out. I'm sure she'll be thrilled to see her only daughter. Sorry, that is the other one, correct?
Yeah.
It's difficult. Sorry, my memory comes and goes. Chelsea. No, Colette. Colette, the fine warrior. Yes. Your mother never talked about her very much when you were younger, so we were all a bit surprised to find out that she existed at all.
I assure you, she very much does exist.
Well, of course.
And she's extremely charming. I believe she might be here tonight, so.
She was supposed to be. You're right. You're absolutely right. I should probably check in on that. Please. There are many people here who wish to see you. But before I go, Dunk, is it? Borgen's clan?
That'd be me, yeah. What can I help you?
Yes. There was someone. Oh, forgive me. I need to think a little bit more about this. Dalton Marbury was very interested in having the opportunity to talk with you. Evidently, you pose a bit of intrigue. And then, realistically, if there's anything that I can do for any of you while you're in town, please know that I am a resource for all of you. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to Isla Sarah, and do know that the Starfall Manor is here for you now and always, and we're thrilled that you would join us as guests of honor this evening. If there's anything you need, do seek out my staff, or of course, you can seek out me if somebody isn't chatting my ear off already. There's food in the dining hall, and there's also the courtyard if you prefer more private conversation. In about an hour's time, we'll shift to dancing.
Do you live here?
This is my home, of course.
You This place is huge. Where do you what
You flatter me, sir. I know it is a bit distasteful, but the Starfall family has been in Hyla politics for generations. My family was kind enough to leave me this house.
That's cool. It's good to meet you.
Likewise. if there's nothing else, I invite you to enjoy the party. Yes, Branwen?
I have a question for Chris because I
Yes.
cannot zoom in on this little chart.
Uh-huh.
Where is does Dalton have a title?
Yes, Dalton Marbury is the Archivist of the Firmament.
Gotcha. Okay.
Dalton. I'm sorry, the what of the firmament?
The Archivist.
Archivist.
Okay. As we pull away, so I've got Cena in one arm, and I'm just gonna pull Dunk in. Okay. So Dalton Marbury. He's archivist guy. He was on the flow chart. I'm assuming you haven't seen that / read it. I gave it to you, so you probably have seen it, but you probably haven't read it. He is definitely like a super prim and proper, like he's a big nerd, but he had a thing for my friend Eve, who you kind of met. Oh my god, I wonder if she's here. Anyway, he also may or may not have a thing for my sister, not sure, but my sister is kind of friends with him. He's respected, but he is really he's got to stick up his ass.
Does he need help getting it out?
No. No,
Okay.
That was the right
if
thing
you
to
if you
say.
go to talk to him, he might be trustworthy.
Oh,
But we
okay.
don't want to be spilling secrets here on the first time we meet them, correct?
Oh, for sure,
Oh,
no, but
no.
I mean,
But
if you see him, just be your Dunk self, but don't tell him secrets, you know?
yeah, sounds good.
Especially if if he knows something about your cool magic stuff, maybe it'll be good to hear him out.
As you
I
all
don't
are talking,
think he's evil.
a very well-dressed individual with twinkling blue eyes and an ear-to-ear grin. He's wearing this very flamboyant lime green three-piece suit with a bolo tie, and a very tall top hat that is about the size of him himself. He has
Is it Doug Dimmadome?
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale
The owner of
Dimmadome.
Dimsdale
Did I
Dimmadome?
get that right? Did I get that right? I've never seen Fairly Odd Parents.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the
You
Dimsdale
did. It was a good
Dimmadome.
job.
It is, however, the hat seems to kind of clash with a very curly, bright orange hair as he approaches.
Is it my dad?
No, he's about
Oh.
about the size of a gnome, and he will kind of like elbow Willem in the kneecap, um, and he just goes, "Well, hello, lords and ladies. Did I hear that you're the guests of honor here? Talking with the lady of the house, a fine specimen that she is, if you catch my drift."
Oh, because of her awesome tits.
Could put it that way.
Interesting.
That is for sure. Forgive me, I haven't had the pleasure of introducing myself. And he'll stick out a hand to you all. Perryman Tick.
Pediment?
We'll shake his hand.
As you do so, Willem, make a Constitution saving throw.
What the fuck? Saving throw, you say?
Indeed.
19.
Okay, you take
That +9 to Constitution's pretty crazy.
you take only 2 lightning damage as you feel this absurd shock in your hand. As he kind of giggles and he goes, "Couldn't resist."
Arming.
Indeed. And he'll kind of
Oh.
like take his jacket and he goes, "Ambassador of the Spring Court to the Court of Summer. It is a fine pleasure to meet heroes of the Summer Court. I thought they were all dead, so it's quite nice to meet people who are alive."
Yeah. I was trying to think of a good reference to meeting dead ones, but didn't come up. Yes, sorry, who are you again?
A Perryman Tink.
I got the name, but I don't have the context.
I'm an ambassador from the court of spring to the court of summer.
Excellent.
What does your
Can't
house
say
look
I've ever
like?
been.
What does my house look like?
Yeah.
Well, I live in an apartment in the city, not far from the palace, not quite up to Vivian Starfall's manor, if you know what I'm saying. But
No, you're telling me, man.
but I tend to spend more time in my office. All work and no play makes Perryman a dull boy. You've probably heard of me. I am, in fact, the diplomat who had sex with that couch one time. One might call it an act of sectional relations.
That's so cool that you're able to make jokes about it.
Oh, sure. You do it once, you do it twice. Who's to say?
So you're like the guy who has sex with couches.
Well, not explicitly. I am a diplomat to the court of summer. But what happens on the side
Oh.
is really anybody's business. For
So you have
instance,
sex
I
with
happen
the-
to
Oh my
know
god.
of a lot of other people who share my particular fancy for sofa cushions.
Okay.
But
So
not
are
alone.
you like is that like is that like what you prefer in all circumstances, or was this
No,
like
no, of
a
course not.
sneaking
But
joke in a pitch kind of a
the
thing?
art on my walls is very intriguing, so a man must do what a man must do.
Yeah. I'd say I get it, but I don't.
It's not
That's cool.
everyone's taste. We don't look down upon people in the court of spring. As I understand it, lots of people look down on me, but that could just be because of me height.
I get
Branwen
it.
is holding Cena's hand so tight, trying not to laugh.
Cena's just kind of looking at it like and like rubbing her temples a bit confused.
So, say we come to visit the spring court at any
Hey,
point, where should we go?
oh, you'd be most welcome in the spring court. We'll have all manner of walks of life and lords and ladies. You're always welcome at my apartment in the court of summer, but you're also welcome at me mansion, which is really more of like a hill with a circular door. I live in a hill, you see. Um, but if you're looking for like recommendations of places to go, well, let's see here. And he's just gonna walk away.
All right,
What a
man. Have a good party.
cool guy.
Yeah, that guy knows what he's about.
Yeah.
I disliked him intensely. He shocked my hand.
I remember when people were talking about a guy that banged a couch at a party, and I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah, the couch fucker thing was unexpected.
No, I've definitely heard that story. I didn't know that it would be him.
Cena just kind of shakes her head
Branwen
and she goes, I
was
feel
in
like
his
it's
office.
a lot more common than people think. I mean, probably lots of people in high office do things like that.
Cena, have you fucked a
Can I
couch?
use
Personally,
He's
context
not
no.
in my
clues
office.
to can I use context clues to ascertain that the room that I went into in the diplomatic quarters with the sexual artwork on the walls was his office?
Yeah, 100%. Big time.
Yeah. Oh, I was all up in there.
Did you sit on the couch?
I did not sit on the couch, but I thumbed through his affairs.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, profane.
You can't thumb through a man's affairs like that.
Is
One
that what
should
they're
be
calling it
careful where they
nowadays?
place their one should be careful where they place their thumbs, especially around another man's affairs.
Branwen is making a valiant effort to keep a straight face and probably failing.
You do see
Oh,
obviously quite a few people in the room. You're welcome to make a perception check if there's anyone in particular you're looking for, or if you're just looking for people that seem important.
I am looking for Duncan Calyx, my sister, or Walder.
Duncan or Dalton?
I'm
What?
Duncan or Dalton?
Oh shit. I might have wrote that down wrong. Archivist.
Dalton.
Dalton.
Okay, I wrote that down wrong.
Dalton with a U. D-U. Dalton.
Dalton. Okay, that's probably
Dalton.
where I got the Duncan from.
Dalton is a very good name for an archivist because it sounds dull.
Bro. Is that where you got it from?
Yep.
Nice. Yes, I'm looking for yeah.
Make
Him, sister, Calyx, or Walder. Walder is the least important.
make a perception check.
Fuck. That is an 11.
You don't see any of the people that you're looking for, but you do see a few people that you recognize. Specifically, Quentin Goldsmith, Ilara Swan, and Gavin Silvers.
I would like to do a lap and just kind of use the potion of true sight that I have drank and see if I see anything that looks kind of true sighty, a little bit suspicious, perhaps.
Okay.
Can I also have given everyone just a general description for Calyx and Dalton?
By all means. Start with Randy. Randy, as you pace around, you do not see anything with your Goliath eyes, now blessed with true sight, that strikes you as out of the ordinary in the ballroom. However, as you kind of work your way through the crowd, a lot of people do kind of stop and look up at you a bit. Specifically, one will call up to you. Find the right one. Well, based on your height, you must be Randy. And you kind of hear the voice in your ears. You don't see anyone talking. And you look down to the source of the voice, and you see a rather dapper looking Harengon with sleek black fur and expressive brown eyes. These are rabbit people, if you are unfamiliar. Um,
Go!
he
It's
is
Night Boy in D&D.
he is wearing an elegant waistcoat with intricate embroidery, and he's carrying a walking cane topped with a silver rabbit's head.
Oh, this dude fucking rocks.
He goes, "If you would please invite me up upon your shoulder, gladly talk to you face to face."
Absolutely. And I reach down my hand and like allow him to kind of crawl up my shoulder.
He kind of does a very theatrical bow, and he'll kind of tap you on the head very lightly with his cane. He goes, "A true pleasure, my good friend. I am Carlton Feathersby, the one and same that you have no doubt heard of, co-owner and proprietor of the Palais Garnier."
Carlton, I'm so sorry. I've not heard of you or the god.
It is the
thingy.
finest theatre in town, my dear boy.
Oh. Well, that sounds great.
Are you not a fan of the theatre?
I wouldn't say that it's just not something I've seen a lot of.
Well, you simply must come by for a show. You're welcome any time. A hero of the summer court and a guest of Vivian Starfall is most welcome at the Palais Garnier. You tell them that Carlton Feathersby sent you, and we will grant you and your entire retinue tickets to whichever show you please.
Oh, I'd love to see it. What shows are you running right now?
Well, right now, we're running a dramatic spectacle of a warrior returned from war, and he finds that his love has given birth to a child. But is that
Oh,
child
man.
his, or one of the rapscallion that she finds himself running away with every now and then? There's a twist at the end, of course. An air of mystery always keeps the audience coming back for more.
Okay. Um, that play sounds like it has the potential to be a little bit misogynistic, though.
No, not at all. Whatever do you mean?
Well, I don't know. You hear. I just feel like it's based in a lot of stereotypes about women, perhaps harmful stereotypes about how they're whores and sluts, and how they might cheat on their men while they're away at war doing the real work as it were. My dad would be a huge fan of that.
Goodness me, you mistake me, sir. I would never think such these things about women.
Oh,
No.
that's
In fact, I love
great,
women.
man. I didn't think so. I
You
just
simply must come to see the show because, well, without giving too much away, it is the rapscallion who is the true foe. You see, he has disguised himself.
Oh,
Not the
okay.
woman.
So it's kind of like a reverse, or maybe a commentary. Okay, that's cool,
Indeed.
man. That's awesome.
Indeed.
I'll come see it for
The
sure.
play itself is written by a woman truly remarkable. She is
All
our
right.
new tenor. She has risen up from the ranks. She is remarkable. She will likely replace our prima donna in due time.
Oh, what's her name?
Her name is Christine.
Christine, huh?
Indeed. But you simply must meet my co-proprietor. And he will kind of call out, Thorn, Thorn, come quickly. We have a new patron. Um, and a rather young-looking gnome will kind of push his way between the legs and call up to you. He has a very... Oh, nope, that's the wrong person. Please hold. I do not call out for Thorn. I call for Andros. Andros, please, come here. And a broad-shouldered gnome who isn't as well or impeccably dressed as some of the others. He's kind of a more weathered look, his dark hair streaked with bits of gray. And he has like a practical suit on, but you can tell it has seen better days and has been around for quite some time. It's clearly much more comfortable than the regal and well-fitted attire that Carlton is wearing. He goes, he kind of crosses his arms as he looks up to you and he goes, "A new patron, you say? Good evening. I believe you are Randy?"
Yeah, Randy, the champion.
Ward of the Hearthkeeper, of course. We could use someone with those muscles down at the Palais Garnier. I assume Mr. Feathersby has already filmed you in on all of the challenges. Not at
Oh
all,
no.
Carlton. I mean, not at all, Andros. I was just regaling Randy here with a spectacle of our new play.
Look, your play sounds so great. I would love to hear about these challenges. It really sounds like they're bringing you down. Is there some kind of mysterious ghost of your theater?
No, of course not. There is no ghost whatsoever. We're just dealing with some challenges of sort. You know, things that all theatres do deal with from time to time.
Oh,
Andros was saying, that's certainly one way of looking at it. I call it a debacle on the scale of unprecedented proportions. I'm unwilling to admit that it is a ghost, as Carlton likes to opine in private and in public to attract spectators. I believe it is more likely just the fact that we have inherited a theater in shambles and need to invest a great deal of funds that we do not have to bring it up to snuff. Yes, yes, opera ghosts, it's not really a thing. It's just a rumor we make and let people know about so that they might be. Again, what did I say? It was really quite good. Ah, an air of mystery keeps the people coming
oh.
back. Put butts in seats, you see?
I'm on board. I'd love to know more about this problem. I feel like
Uh,
if we can help
what's
bring
not
the
to tell?
theater back.
Chandeliers falling from the ceilings, weights falling from the rafters and almost crashing, cracking the heads of our spectators. The place is falling apart. There's also like floorboards falling out and leaving into like cavernous things beneath the stage. I've got a laundry list of tasks I need to get to that are as long as your arm.
Oh, jeez. Well, you know, if we have time, we'd love to come by and help you out with this. It sounds like a real problem.
Well, of course, we always most welcome at the Palais Garnier. And don't forget, 5 tickets for you and your companions, and a discount, 50% on anyone else you'd like to invite as well.
You got it, man. We'd love to help you with your Phantom of the. I mean, your Ghost of. I mean, your regular theater problem.
That is a very interesting concept, Andros. Randy brings up a good point. We brand the ghost. We need people to know that they're really, even if there might not be a ghost, we have to give it a name. Phantom is an interesting one. But I like Spectre. Spectre of the Palais. No, 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 no. And you'll just like as the Harangun kind of jumps down to the floor, you kind of walk away and continue to hear him like throwing names and words out there. And he's the poltergeist of the Palais. No, 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 no. The ghost of Garnier. The Garnier ghost.
That's great, man.
Dunk, Willem, what are you guys doing?
Well, I know this Dalton guy wants to talk to me, so I guess I'll talk to him. What were you planning on doing, Willem?
I was not planning on doing much of anything tonight other than drinking, and eventually we got to talk to Calix. But before that,
Calyx.
I don't know. Calix pronunciations. Um, I'll go with you if you want me to. Otherwise, I could hang back.
Um, I don't think you'll need to be there. Sounds like this will be a pretty boring conversation.
Chris,
Okay,
can I send
I'll,
out a telepathic message to the crew?
Sure.
I would like to give them a rough description of Gavin Silvers, who I have seen here, and say, avoid this guy, he works for my mom. That's it.
Sounds good.
I will wander away and I don't know, go to a bar and just start slamming drinks.
Okay. Wow, depressed Willem, got it. Dunk, you're going to look for Dalton. Willem's going to the bar. Branwen, what are you doing?
I am looking for Dalton, Calyx. I am not, if I see them, I'm not going to approach them. I will just simply let Willem or Dunk know if I see them. I'm looking for my sister.
Okay. Well, I will say that as you step into the dining hall, which is adjacent to the right of the ballroom, it has a very long dining room table. Of course, it's very ornate and would ordinarily seat probably a dozen guests, but at the moment, it is not set with anything except kind of small plates, with the ability for people to kind of go up and get all manner of fruits and small quail and squab birds that are stuffed with an heirloom tomato and wild rice stuffing, and a lot of other really decadent and delicious things. Tomat du Saltambique, which is a beefsteak tomato brewed with creme de caramel. And it's all very lovely things that are on this table. Um, there is, go ahead and make a perception check as you enter the dining room.
That is in a 17.
Okay. You can see that Willem also enters. So there's kind of two big double doors at the north end and the south end. You've entered through the north end as you kind of did a lap around, similar to Randy. And Willem enters through the right and seats himself at the bar at the far end of the dining hall opposite you, where you can see a man in truly resplendent armor that is no doubt Calyx Sunblade. Before you do anything else, at the
Um,
north, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you go, you go, you go. I'm thinking still.
At the north end is a mantle, currently burning with a green flame, above which a large ornate portrait hangs of a stunning young woman, very clearly Vivian. Her eyes appear distant and longing, and she stands alongside a well dressed and broad shouldered Eladrin who looks very proud and regal. He's one of those, like, I don't know what they call it, but it's the thing that the bad guy in Frozen has on his shoulder.
A pauldron?
It's not an armor
Epaulette?
An
piece, though.
epaulet.
An
Epaulette?
epaulet sounds right. It has,
Or
like, the
epaulet.
rope and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an
Oh,
epaulet.
okay,
He's
okay,
got an
okay.
epaulette.
Do I recognize that guy in the
No, you do
portrait?
not. You do not.
Okay.
You don't see anyone else of note in this room except for Walder.
Okay. Um,
She had him.
What was that,
what?
Will? Yeah, what did you say?
Oh, I just said old squishy head himself.
You son of a bitch. I am going to send Willem a telepathic message, just giving him the pinpoint location of Calyx. Thanks, Bart. And I will approach Walder. I did not plan for this at all. I should have.
Well,
I
I'll
will
give you some
approach
time to
Walder.
think. Willem,
Thank
you
you.
hear in your mind Branwen inform you that the gentleman seated 2 seats down from you at the bar, who is he cuts a stunning figure, to be sure. Pull up his picture again so I can more appropriately describe him. Um, he's an incredibly well armored, but it's clearly like more of a display armor than a true like form fitting or like meant for battle. It is adorned with a bright setting sun, and boasts more white and gold than the traditional green and gold that some of the other folks in the Dawn Guard wear. His sword is by his side. For your best guess, he is the only individual who's currently armed in the place outside of the Dawn Guard themselves, who you've seen a couple of, but for the most part, they seem to kind of blend into the crowd and the shadows. And he's at the moment just kind of sitting at the bar, not drinking anything, just kind of peering into the grain of the fine mahogany bar.
I know what the plan is, and so I'm not gonna initiate the plan totally. But there's no harm in me just talking to this guy totally, so I'm gonna go sit next to him and flag down the bartender and order a mug of ale or a chalice of something.
Yes, they will give you a mug of ale. It comes in a very nice silver, or rather pewter mug, not unlike this, with a little leather green. I'm currently using as a pen receptacle. Um, Shout out to the Vermont Renaissance Fair. Um, and it is a honey wine, so it's not quite ale. It's more like a mead than anything else. But it is quite good.
Mhm. I will sort of just turn to him and be like, do you mind that I'm sitting here?
Hmm. No, sir, of course not.
Appreciated. Not to be too forward, but something on your mind?
No? Can I help you?
Oh, no, just making conversation, feeling like I don't totally fit in here.
I get that. What are you from, Orvoth?
Oh, no, I'm Willem, and I sort of dust off my hand and extend to him. I'm from the material plane.
Agsbane. Yeah.
That's me. I'm the
Right.
one.
The horns. And he'll kind of reach over and give you a gauntleted hand. And he just very lightly, like not a firm handshake, but just gives it a quick up down and takes back. We're very happy to have you here, sir. Uh,
Oh,
Calyx. Calyx
honored.
Sunlight.
Oh, Master Sunblade. Honored to be here.
Uh,
I've heard these Vivian Starfall galas are quite the affair.
sure. Always a hoot
You
nanny.
you not much for parties, really?
Uh, no, I never really cared for them too much. A lot of people.
Yeah, I am unaccustomed to this amount of people and the all of the what do you want to call it? Pardon my French, kiss assing.
Yeah, people here like to make sure they're known.
Are you from a are you from this crust of society? I can't say I am.
The Sunblade family has guarded the Verdant Throne for 6 generations.
Oh, wow, that is quite a task, quite an honor.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot of pressure though, a lot of responsibility. Sometimes all that pressure can get to you, and maybe you make a poor decision. Sorry, I'm thinking about myself now.
I get it. I'm sorry. I'm being rude. Can I get you a drink? Another one?
Oh, uh, certainly. Would you like to join me for one, or
Yeah.
not? Not.
Martin, two please. And the bartender will inevitably bring over 2 chalices and promptly takes your empty away to polish it before retiring to the back.
Mhm.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers, and I'll give him a little clink of the mug. Yeah, sorry if I understand if you don't want to talk about my problems. I made all my friends except one. He's a really good guy. Mad at me yesterday because I fucked up.
What did you do?
I just talked to someone I shouldn't have at a time I shouldn't have, and then I found out that I made this deal with somebody that I didn't realize the stakes of the deal, and now I'm like realizing how much I may be screwed up, but maybe it's a good thing. And sorry, I know that's very vague, and I know I'm talking a lot about myself, and this isn't your problem, but just
Anything's better
it's a
than
lot.
talking to these
But
people.
you know what? Amen to that. Things here don't make a lot of sense to me a lot of the time.
Yeah, material plane, right?
Yeah, yeah. On the material plane, when you you know, sort of try to explain to somebody why you need to trust them and why it's important, and then you say that you were excited to see them, and then they say, "Oh, I'm seeing somebody that I don't know. I'm just rambling now. Sorry. You do you have a special someone? Not asking out of interest, just making conversation.
No, not anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Me either. The biggest mistake of my life.
That's probably the wrong way of looking at it.
I mean, you call yourself the bane of hags, and then it turns out you were sleeping with a hag. It's pretty embarrassing.
There are worse things
I
out there.
didn't call myself the bane. I'm sorry. I'm curious.
Sorry.
Um,
Two more.
if you, yep. If you don't care to share, that's okay. I understand. But
Share,
worse than
share
sleeping with
what?
a hag. Oh, you just worse than sleeping with a hag. I'm curious what that could be. I don't mean to push your boundaries or anything, but it's pretty bad.
You're a kid, child.
Yep.
You don't know what loss or if that's the worst thing that you've ever done, it's the worst thing you've ever done so far. Buckle up, kid.
What a what a way to look at what a way to look at it. I'm just gonna start doing a little bit of a 1,000-yard stare, and oh, well, thing about life, I guess a life as long as yours too is sure you make a lot of mistakes, but it's a lot of time to try to set things right, yeah, and do good things too. I
And
gotta
that's what
try to
you're
look
doing.
on the bright side.
You're doing good things.
Oh no, I'm just being miserable right now. I would love to do good things, but sometimes you think you're doing a good thing and then it's not a good thing, huh?
Yeah, don't I know?
Listen, man, I know we just met, but and I don't expect you to tell me everything, but if there's something you need to get off your chest, like that'll stay between you and me. I do the whole paladin thing, so I take that very seriously. My word is my bond.
I think I'm good.
But again, yeah, no pressure, man. None. Just been doing a lot of talking, and
You have
you seem like you got a lot on your mind.
listening to you drone on is better than listening to these people. So by all means, if you need the space to talk, feel free. That's all any of these people do is wow, they're just talking.
And why am I any better? You seem to prefer it for some reason.
I don't know you, and you're at least interesting to look at. Um, you are also. I find you intriguing. It kind of sounds like you think your problems are the worst thing you'll ever deal with.
Oh, I know a lot of people with a lot of problems, and a lot of them are very quite bad.
And yet here you are.
I mean, yeah, um, just trying to have a nice time at a party, which feels like a weird thing to do sometimes.
Yeah. Well, do you think you're having a nice time talking to me?
Nicer time than I was just wandering around because all my companions seem to be otherwise occupied. So, yes, I find you interesting to talk to.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Sorry, am I boring you?
No.
I have a habit of just yapping a lot.
Well, that
I don't
much
want to be
has
sensitive to
been
that.
made clear. But you're not boring me, no.
Okay. Um, why don't you? Okay, very dour conversation. Can we talk about good things that we've done? Maybe you want to hear about how I. Oh no, that's not a good story. Meditated on a mountain for a while. Oh, brought my friend back to get brought back to life. That was a good thing I did once.
Um, the ginger Foxbriar, right?
Yeah, are you do you know her?
Yeah. Oh, I'm familiar. So, I mean, like
She can be difficult.
this whole farce is for her, right?
If she heard you say that, she would hate it a lot. But I think yes, it's kind of for her, or because of Vivian or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, she
We're
she
gonna like.
died on the material plane.
I mean, second time's a charm, I suppose.
Coming back, she doesn't seem so hopeful about that, but I hope so.
I meant dying. You got it right the second
Oh,
time.
um, well, she's alive.
That's great.
She's only died once, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully there won't be a second time for a long time.
Fingers crossed for you, bud. Um, another
Sure.
great.
Is he's drinking these too, yeah?
Oh yeah, two more.
You I think you would get along maybe with my friends Dunk and Randy. They're off doing other things, but Dunk is he keeps a real PMA, positive mental attitude. He's pretty much the most encouraging guy I know. And
Am I not
ugh,
positive for you? Is that
oh
what you're
no,
looking for? Are you looking for the positive, loquacious type?
no, I'm content to talk to you. I mean, I feel like you maybe could use a bit of positivity if you don't mind me saying. You don't
Oh,
seem
why
very
do I strike you as sad?
a little bit unhappy, I might say. Morose.
Hmm. Well, thank you for saying that,
Um,
because nobody
it
nobody says that to me. Um, if not for you, and he kind of puts his hand on your shoulder, and it feels wet and a bit clammy. He's just, Willem, you are without a doubt the first person to ever say that to me. He's gonna like tap you on the face. Why don't you get fucked? And then like
uh,
he's just kind of like holding it there. He goes, "I'm kidding. You can stay."
you're a complicated man, Helix, aren't you?
Something to say about that, yeah.
Randy is also a complicated man. He's a big thinker.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that
That's why
guy.
I think you two might get on.
One that talks to
You
the
are?
god, right? I'm
Yep.
Baron of
So
the
he says.
luminous steel. I know everything there is to know about each of you. All this,
Why?
um, because I'm Baron of the luminous steel. All of this is,
I don't really know what that means.
I'm the guy who makes sure nothing bad happens.
Oh,
Unfortunately, haven't been great at it. But I'm still gonna try. So yes, I know about the guy who thinks he talks to gods. I know about the traitor banished murder girl. I'm not really sure what term we're using for her today.
oh,
But
is that's got to be Cena? Yeah.
no, we're talking about the redhead Foxbriar. You know, the one that
Oh, okay.
almost
Sorry, another traitor banished murder girl.
started a war. No, we're less familiar with the human. Um, what's her story?
Traitor, banished, murder girl.
Check, check, check. What's she banished
Yeah,
from?
she betrayed somebody to join up with us, which was cool. Banished. She, I guess, no, banished isn't the right word. She was trafficked between locations.
Got it.
Um, Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry, my sister.
While this conversation is happening, let's turn to Dunk. Willem, we're gonna let you off the hook for just a minute while that conversation is happening.
Okay.
Hello.
My friends are saying hi to you, man.
Dunk, as you kind of mill about in the party, a soft voice, a duo of individuals will actually approach you from behind, um, and you'll hear, Dunk? Dunk of the Borgans clan, Lord of the Wild Hunt, correct?
Dunk's me.
They will do a courtly bow. This is Dalton Marbury at your service. This is my associate, Stephen.
Dalton and Steven.
Yes. We've heard tell of your exploits. Remarkably similar to a young lass that's been quarantined at Morn's Hall, was it not? And they kind of gesture over to each other, and Stephen nods. Yes, sir. Morn's Hall. Morn's Hall. Last we had heard, they had sent word over to the herbalists at the Temple of Isolde before that dreadful business with the rockfall. Never did able to get an answer from Brother Basil on remedies for her condition. Rest his soul.
Yeah, there's this is a shame.
It is a shame. But given the similarities, once we heard about your arrival, if you would be so inclined, we'd be much, well, quite frankly, we'd be over the moon. This is my over the moon face. That we'd like to document your abilities for the public record. Those that exist are meticulously maintained and protected by the Lexi Conclave, and somehow out of my reach despite my current role as Archivist of the Firmament. Alas, I am not typically built for the affairs of court and the processes that one must go through to acquiesce them. I much prefer the company of a fine parchment. If you're willing, you could stop by the Firmament at any time. We'd be most interested to hear about your exploits, abilities, and those within.
I mean, sure. At the moment, there's not a whole lot to tell, because I can't really I can only kind of sorta control it. But I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
that's precisely what we're interested in. You
Oh,
see, the young lass at Morn's Hall, as we're well aware, is incapable of controlling it at all. It appears that whenever she is angry, she bursts into truly awful things. Several have died already.
what is this Morn's Hall?
It is the apartments of the Absol clerics. It is a hall to the god Morn, but also a place where the clerics of the city tend to live when they are not tending to their various sanctuaries and halls.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, others at the firmament would not allow the young lass to stay with us and allow her to be studied and nurtured, so they turned to the faith for greater support.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
Your
yeah.
contributions would, of course, be well compensated, given the lack of insight into these abilities or those that possess them, and the Lexi Conclave being unwilling, or at least the current time unaware, of any requests to share their existing collateral with us. We would very much appreciate the opportunity to, well, study you.
What exactly is this studying gonna entail?
Observation and nothing more.
Well, I like money. And are you what do you are you associated with any you're not associated with any court or
The firmament is the summer court's highest institution of learning,
I see.
and the finest in the land, if I do say so myself.
Um. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll get your figure out where you are, and I'll
You can't
maybe I'll
miss
stop by.
us. The Firmament is a truly tremendous institution, not far from the palace on the northwest side of the city. Your companion, Branwen, should be able to give you more details.
Okay. Well, it would be my pleasure.
Terrific.
Um,
He will procure a card from his very simple white robes and produce it for you. And it simply says Dalton Marbury, Archivist of the Firmament. Like, there's literally no means of contact on there for you.
well, pleasure to meet you, and I really hope that we can do some studying soon.
We are most interested to learn everything there is to know about you, my lord. And he will bow and, Stephen, we must away. And they will head into another part of the facility.
It's been real, Stephen.
As you are talking, the band begins to pick up a more jovial and jiggy tune. And it has indeed become, and as you all are kind of in your various places, so Dunk, you're kind of still in the foyer, like you're halfway between the foyer and the ballroom. Willem, you can hear the music picking up from the bar or the dining hall. Branwen, you as well. And as soon as the music does pick up, Cena will immediately kind of grin ear to ear and pull you into the ballroom.
Yeah.
Specifically, you recognize it as a very familiar kind of like courtly tune that has a very specific choreography to it. And for a moment, a bit of fear kind of like passes over you, just given like the anxiety of being here at the gala, and also just the fact that Cena is kind of leading you into the ballroom. Um, but she very quickly impresses you by nailing, like absolutely nailing. Hold on, let me make a performance check. Absolutely nailing the first couple sequences before pulling you into the duo part of it. And as you two are dancing, she will kind of look at you and shrug, and she's, I memorized the steps. It's a book that I've been reading to Dunk. I figured it would be good for me to know some things before this.
Um, Branwen is doing absolute heart eyes. Just
Um,
hardcore.
as you're just kind of staring at her, she like, kind of sheepishly smirks and she goes, "Look, I know there were those before me, and I know there will be others when I'm gone. This is how it works when you live as long as you do.
Not currently. Go on.
We're gonna figure that out. But I want you to know that I couldn't be happier that you're mine for however brief a time."
And you will always be mine. And I will kiss her in our little dancey dance.
Nice. A couple of people around you go, "Oh."
Aww.
The rest of you, Willem, you can continue your conversation as Calyx does not get up. But Randy, what are you up to now at this juncture?
Oh, the moment that the band starts to go, I am boogieing on over to the dance floor. I'm gonna stop by the bar really quick and get like the heaviest drink ever. And I'm gonna take that over to the dance floor and start just dancing.
By yourself.
Yeah.
Nice. Branwen?
Um, can I just like kind of guide me and Cena over to Randy, and then I'm just gonna like scoot Cena over into doing the dance with Randy too?
Sure. Cena will graciously kind of give you a little nod and forehead kiss before she spins into dancing with Randy. And she's fancy running into you here.
Well, we came here. We were all together as a group.
It's a
That's when we
joke,
came here.
Randy.
Oh, okay.
Have you met anyone interesting?
Yeah, I met a little rabbit man. That guy fucking ruled.
A
Yeah,
rabbit
he's got
man?
a theater. Yeah,
We
he's really
also met a
small.
rabbit man like a couple weeks ago when we went to Silverhaven. He was just trying to sell us stuff though.
Well, that not all rabbits are crabbits. That's what they say.
That is what they say. This is actually
How's
good timing. I kind of wanted to talk to you about something. And she is doing all of the steps perfectly and trying to force you to do the same. But you are doing exactly what you're doing. And people just kind of giggle and chuckle, but like in an endearing way because they know you're not from around here. And she just goes, "This is probably a weird time, but I don't think there's any better time to do it. I go to bed at night every night, really content with not knowing anything about my parents. Um, for all I know, they're out there. And there's been a lot of talk lately. I know Branwen knows something, and Willem thinks it's a bonding thing between us that we're both orphans. But I think, no, I know he's wrong, and not just for the usual reasons. Because for all of your faults, I think it's important for you to know that you're the closest thing I have to a real father, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought that family that was kind of assigned to you without your permission was kind of bullshit anyways.
And you did always think that. And
Yeah,
that's why
family's
I've.
about who you find. That's
Um,
that's great to hear. And you know, you're my family too. And I'll just man, I'm just so happy you're around.
I know I've been hard on you lately, and I'm trying to be harder on Branwen, but it's just because I know what you're both capable of. And I know what you two have brought out in me and what you've given me. And so I hope to be able to do the same. But I hope that never gets in the way of you knowing what I feel. That's why I learned this stupid dance for Branwen.
I don't think it's stupid. I think it's really sweet that you did that.
You're
I thought
doing
so.
great.
Yeah, I would never learn anything though. So, I mean, this is my dance.
I know. As the two of you dance, the music starts to kind of soften and fade and actually starts to pause momentarily, the band lifting the bows from their instruments as a servant's voice calls out from the entryway. The Duchess Annalise Flint of the Radiant Dawn, fourth of her name, as heads immediately turn to the very fair and firm physique. I meant firm jawline, not physique. That's weird. Of the Duchess Annalise.
My mom is firm.
She's very petite, sloped nose. That are very familiar features to the companion you've spent a lot of time with over the past couple of months, Branwen. Her auburn hair is pulled taut back into a very high bun, with nigh a single strand out of place. A lengthy yet muted green dress extends to the floor, long sleeves descending from her elbows and meeting the train of her gown as her hands are clasped tightly and neatly by her stomach as she glides into the ballroom and the music begins anew. Um, she kind of scans the entire place and meets your eyeline, Bramwin, and looks at you with a discerning eye.
Evil. I knew you were evil.
Willem, how's your conversation going with Calyx?
Uh,
No!
Oh, he froze as soon as he started to talk.
everything fine?
We
Good.
gotcha. Yep.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I assume we're both getting drunk and being sad.
They were
Sure.
doing the
Together.
dance. They were
Is-
both doing the dance together.
They were not.
I think we most definitely were not doing the dance.
Yes,
Very
but Willem,
cute.
you do hear the call of the steward announcing Lady Annalise, at which point Calyx will kind of, oh, Willem, a pleasure, but I'm afraid duty calls. Here's two whiskey, and two shots will be dropped off the table, and he kind of does a little up, down, clink to you.
I'll actually probably be heading out too, not to the same place you are. You've got to do your job, but this was a conversation. I wish I could say it was fun, but I appreciate you talking to me.
One could certainly call
You
it that,
did,
yeah.
in some sense, make me feel a little bit better, so thank you.
You're welcome. If you're ever at the palace, look me up, kid. And he will kind of like push himself
Hey.
up and yeah.
Whatever it is, I hope you find what you're looking for.
Me too. And he will kind of like shift and adjust his armor, place a hand on his sword, and walk into the ballroom.
He's like the cool drunk uncle I never had. You're like a
Branwen.
cool drunk dad.
No.
Yeah, really. Branwen. The music begins anew and people begin to dance around you as you feel just kind of a little frozen in place as your mother locks eyes with you and does not approach, but you feel like the almighty pull of your mother's gaze to approach.
I am not going toward her.
As you do not approach, she will turn her head and look at you anew.
No, she can come to me.
As if willed so, she will step into the dancing crew and approach your retinue, but does not immediately acknowledge you. She like basically her gaze is unbreaking as she approaches. She does not blink. She does not. Her eyes do not dart from one end of the room to the next. She maintains a consistent, um,
Oh, that's so scary.
locked eyes upon you. But as she approaches, and she is a fairly tall woman, taller than you, and as she approaches, she gets within like a few inches of you and immediately looks down at Cena and she goes, Notch, is it, Lady Notch? Yes. Yes, my lady. Yes, my lady. Estina just kind of struggles a little bit under the pressure. She goes, a delight to meet you. And a delight to see you.
Insight check is a delight. No, I know it's not a delight.
And a delight to see you, daughter. Tell me, what new mistakes have you brought with us to share today?
New ones?
Yes, I assume you have some.
Oh, I always have some.
I figured.
I was just thinking about, places that I could be right now and how it's definitely much colder here.
Oh, well, it's not all bad. It does take a special kind of bravery to fail as spectacularly as you did and still show up. I do commend your consistency to do so over and over again.
I guess I get that from Dad.
Hmm. How is your loving father?
He's doing great.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Seems happier.
I have no doubt. As am I. Are you enjoying the festivities? In your
I
honor?
am.
I wouldn't miss it. My own heroic daughter returned from the material plane. So many exploits that I have no doubt that you're ready to regale us with.
Us being who?
All in attendance. I myself would love to hear them.
I don't think there's stories for this exact occasion, so
Well, trying times, as it were, I'm sure. Perhaps you'd care to speak to your mother in private.
would I? Or should I schedule an appointment with Persephone?
Oh, I would always make time for my daughter. Shall we walk the garden?
Fine.
Terrific. And she will extend a hand for you to take it as well.
Do I see do I see Willem on my way out?
So at this point, I'll say you're kind of like in the ballroom because you were dancing, and Willem is kind of exiting the bar area. So yeah, you could see him.
I'm gonna send him a telepathic message. Tooth, give it to Cena. Cena will give it to me.
I
Uh,
answer back.
Willem, are you giving the tooth to Cena?
I will attempt to give the tooth to Cena, and I'll just be like, Branwen said you knew what to do with this.
She nods and attempts
Yeah,
to
give it.
make a stealth check, and she deftly
Or
slips it
be.
into the fold of your dress.
Did I just walk up to Cena, hand her a tooth, and then Cena quickly gave it to
Cena
Branwen
can
in front of
sleight of
Branwen's?
hand.
Yeah,
Cena
you're
can
not that
sleight of
far.
hand.
Yeah, Cena sleights of hands.
Oh. If I see your mom, I'm going to be very scared.
You do see your mother. You kind of see them walking away. Um, the garden area is adjacent and accessible from the ballroom. It is a lush, enchanted garden. It has a lot of moonflowers, which are currently in bloom now, illuminating in a soft white glow. There are a number of very nice trickling fountains and cherub statues. And there are actual fairy lights, not fairies. Fairy lights in the Feywild are just lights that have been hung by fairies. Um, so you can see that like a very tiny little fingers tied the lights together. And there are a number of hidden alcoves and like nooks where people are either kissing or having nice, quiet, contemplative conversations. It's clearly one of the more private locations. As you know, as you walk the gardens, um, your mother will turn to you, Branwen, and kind of pull her hand gently away. Um, and just like as you kind of pace around the garden, you go, Branwen, you come back here and you don't even take a moment to see your mother. I am disappointed.
I was under the impression that your schedule is quite full.
Yes, and you could take the opportunity to schedule time with me. As I said, I will always make time for my daughter.
Sorry, but I don't think it's necessary to try to schedule time through your assistant.
Well,
I'm
surely,
surprised it's still around.
surely you must understand that I'm a very busy woman. Duchess of the Radiant Dawn, as it were.
Hmm. I'm just waiting for her to say something else.
Branwen. Somehow you never fail to amaze me in all your failings. But here you are. And I'm ready to offer you another chance. The
Meaning what?
weeds grow taller than you have ever in this court. The many seeds I've planted for this family over the years have finally taken root. And doing so has allowed me to ensure that you return with grace. Are you not surprised that everyone is so delighted to see you after your spectacle?
And that was all you were doing?
Of course. And now you
You
must finally, God's willing, Branwen, rise to the occasion. As your sister has. You could have had everything. I laid it out so perfectly for you. As she now does. Had you had even an ounce of her discipline to see past your own bloody limitations. But so much like your father, you fail to rise to any occasion. But, unlike your father, I will give you yet another chance.
Oh, so I was supposed to rise to any occasion?
One would expect you to, with all of the time and money and, quite frankly, my own blood, sweat, and tears that I invested into your lackluster post
So
as a
rise to the occasion and not, I don't know, sink down into the depths of hell?
cheeky, just like your father. I spared you that fate.
You did?
I did. Nothing happens in this place without my knowing anymore. As I said, I've been busy. And you could join me. You could serve my name in court, do as you're told, keep your ludicrous friends in line, and have a life here. A name here. And whether you want it or not, I'm telling you it will happen. And it will be so. Remember, I know everything there is to know about you, Branwen. I built you. I can break you all the same.
What exactly are you doing here?
Everything I've ever wanted. Everything I did for this family. Building a
Like,
legacy.
drive Dad away?
Your father was not deserving of my work. And so I returned to my former name. The Flint name will know. People will know the Flint name. And people will know what I have done, the great work that we have accomplished here, and you could be a part of it. And you sure as shit aren't going to get in the way of it. Stand up straight.
I do not change my posture at all.
You're not doing yourself any favors.
And why am I supposed to work with you? What
Because
exactly is your goal here?
you're my daughter.
Is that it?
You share my blood and my name, and unfortunately, people tie you back to me. So,
I don't share your name.
you will.
I don't think I will.
She pauses in the gardens, enough where nobody else is around. It's very cute to see you play an act of someone who thinks they know what they're doing, of someone who has conviction, of someone who has courage. You and I know different, dear. I know what you've been doing. I know who you are. Pathetic, weak, and incapable of anything of note. Drop your father's name, come crawling back to me, and serve me in court. And you will have a life, and a name, a shred of honor. I have given you everything. Everything you are comes from me. Whether you disdain me for it is for you to decide, but at the end of the day, you will do as I say. Or that scenario you decided to be so cute with earlier, it can happen all the same, all again. To your sister, too. I can always start again.
What have you been doing with Colette?
Nothing. She shines brighter every day. She listens to me. You must be so curious as to how she advanced so quickly. That's what it would have been like for you if you tried, even just a little bit. Got out of your own way, even just a little bit. Branwen, the sheer fury in your eyes that day at the Colosseum, the bloodlust, is quite possibly the only day I ever loved you. I would yearn for you to find it again. Enjoy the party. And she will, do consider my offer. Branwen Flint, Lady of the Ebon Lake. Such a lovely ring to it. And she will start to pace away from you and then turn on a heel back. Oh, leave your human whore back where she belongs. She looks ridiculous here. And she will walk away.
I will go back into the ballroom.
The dancing has resumed in the ballroom. Randy continues his little jig with Cena. Willem, what are you up to? Are you dancing with the group?
Tell it. I'm not gonna dance, but I will tell Doug and Randy, like, hey guys, I found Calix and I talked to him a little bit. I didn't do any of the plan. I wouldn't do any plans without talking to you, but we just talked, and he's really sad, and I think that you should do the plan.
Question. Was Willem watching any of that exchange through the tooth?
I was not, because I gave the tooth to Cena.
Who gave it to me?
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to watch you.
What else would you give a tooth for?
I don't know. I'm drunk.
That's fair. Honestly fair. As you all
because when
are,
listen, she was like, "Give the tooth to Cena," whatever. Like she didn't say, oh, "Keep an eye on me."
as you
It's
all are
clues.
chatting,
I'm drunk.
Willem, there is a tap on your shoulder, and as you kind of turn around, the Lady Annalise is there. Join me for a dance.
I wordlessly, I will try to say something, and then I won't, and then I will go and dance with
It's
her.
impolite to decline, and she will extend her hand to pull you onto the dance floor.
Yep, I take her hand, and I am so fucking scared right now.
It is a very slow
Also, nope.
dance, ballroom style. And you kind of like walk out onto the dance floor as you see Branwen returning from the garden. So Branwen, your eyes kind of bulge a wee bit at the sight of your mother. I have to turn the chat off. And as you walk out onto the floor, she'll just kind of, hand on your waist, hand on your shoulder, or hand in hand above your shoulder and just, shimmying back and forth. And she goes, "So, Hagsbane, I've heard an awful lot about you."
Have you?
"Indeed. From what I understand, you're so keen to have blood on your hands that you don't even recognize it when it's that of a friend's. Is that true?"
And who would this friend of mine have been?
"Well, it's hard to say. From what I understand, it's any of them."
That's a bold statement that I don't entirely agree with.
"Oh, no.
Has anybody told you you are scary beyond measure?
Some people have. It's a product of the territory, to be perfectly honest. As Duchess of the Radiant Dawn, it is important for me to maintain an air of command above those that I follow. Or rather, those that follow me.
Certainly.
It is a trait I wear like armor. People cannot respect me if they do not fear me. And they cannot know more about me if they are. If I am not feared, they might get curious and stop listening.
Well, you have
Have
my
you,
attention.
indeed, have you enjoyed your first couple days in Halasera?
It's been okay. It's been a
Seeing the sights?
strange adjustment after Old Hallow. Yes.
Oh yes, Old Hallow. How was it there?
I think you're well aware of how it was.
Well, I was not there. I was here. And I'm always intrigued to hear someone's first experience of a new city. I myself have never been there. The Autumn Court
Oh,
tends to keep things on pretty lock and key.
yes, including me. I was under lock and key at one point.
Oh, imprisoned? What a terrible thought. I shudder at
Yeah,
it.
the Earl King doesn't like it when you don't do what he says.
Most monarchs do not. As I understand it, Mar is one of the more forgiving ones. You would like him.
I hope that I get the opportunity to meet him someday,
Oh, I hope the
but I
same
don't
for you as well.
suppose it's an outlander like me could get a meeting like that.
The king is a very forgiving individual. You must understand the summer court is welcoming to all.
Indeed, it's been very welcoming so far.
I have no doubt, and I'm very glad to hear it. As a minister of culture, it's very important for me to understand and definitely require that all walks of life are welcome here.
Naturally. Ask you something.
Of course.
Why did you take me aside rather than either of the other two?
Oh, well, I already had the chance to talk to my daughter. I have no interest in your little blonde friend, and I just seemed intrigued to speak with you. You seem to be someone
Of course.
of high moral fiber, which I can respect.
And yet, a few seconds ago, you were saying I was so eager to have blood on my hands that I didn't care if it was that of a friend.
Oh, not that you didn't care, that you wouldn't realize it.
Oh, wouldn't realize. Pardon
Indeed.
me.
I
Had
completely
had a few to
understand.
drink.
Moral fiber can cut both ways. Everyone must have a code. I just believe yours is a bit more ambiguous, or at least unforgiving. Not about, I suppose, perhaps you can answer me a question so that I can better understand where exactly your moral compass lies. Those that steal from you,
By all means.
how would you treat them?
Those that stole from me, well, I suppose it would matter on the rationale about why
Hmm.
they were stealing from me.
Stealing bread to feed your starving family, that sort of thing.
A bit more lookable than to steal out of sheer greed.
Hmm. I see. Hmm.
Why do you ask? I know
It's
you're
just very helpful to
intrigued
understand.
about my moral character.
It's just very interesting to understand where someone might lead. We could use someone of your character and fibre in the court. Kalik Sunblade, unfortunately, has been less, well, subpar. Suboptimal is a very good word to describe him. And unfortunately, there are rats in the walls, it would seem. I'll need to double my security efforts, and if somebody who is against thievery, such as yourself, with such a strong moral compass such as yourself, and outstanding capabilities, as I understand it, we would welcome you on our team.
That is a very generous offer. One I shall take under consideration.
I should hope so. While you are chatting, and the music continues, it stops a bit more abruptly than previously. A bow dragging a hair too long on the string of a violin, kind of driving your attention to the entryway, as the steward's voice calls out once more. The Lady Guinevere Lightly, first of her name, the eternal enchantress, kissed by fire, and keeper of the verdant throne. Annalise pauses. Excuse me, I must see to the lady. Thank you for the dance. And she steps towards the entryway where the red hair is unmistakable. She resembles a bit of the young human girl you felled in the dingy wooden house in Trowood, but she is fairer, taller, and instantly commands the room as she enters. Standing tall, her eyes instantly meeting yours, her lips curling into a soft, pleasant smile. Her flowing red hair pinned straight, draped over bare shoulders, before meeting the neckline of a deep burgundy gown, the fabric rich and luxurious. I have a picture. Um, Her sleeves are made of a sheer, airy material that billows gracefully with her slight movement, while the skirt flows voluminously behind her as she proceeds through the crowd, kindly greeting the many lords and ladies who greet her. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh, Chris, no.
And
You mad?
unfortunately, we'll be here on Saturday. Let me double confirm that. We thank you for tuning
This
in this
Saturday?
evening. Nope, not Saturday. This Saturday,
Okay, I was gonna say.
but rather, I wrote all these down.
Saturday, August 3rd, would that be?
Saturday, August 3rd, we will be back with another session. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But it is the summertime. Things are a little harder. So if you're interested about knowing when and where we're streaming, you can always follow us on Instagram at Nat20Hot, TikTok at Nat20Hot, or visit our website at www.nat20hot.com, or our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@ Nat20Hot, where you can find most all of our recorded episodes up until this point. So feel free to catch up and binge on all of your Nat20 Cinematic Universe content, and we'll see you here next Saturday, August 3rd, with a brand new episode of Nat20 Hot. Until then, we hope you have a wonderful week, wonderful night, and good fortune.
What
Good
if we
night.
kept playing for like 3 more hours?
Sadly, no.
Good night, Zomboy.
Good night.